Hello again, you're watching Al Jazeera. A reminder of our top stories this hour. Halfway through a 4-day ceasefire in Gaza, and a second group of 39 Palestinian prisoners has been released from Israeli jails. There have been tears and joy as families and loved ones welcome them home. 13 Israelis and 4 Thai captives released by Hamas from Gaza are now back in Israel. This is the second group to be freed in the prisoner exchange deal. 6 are women and 7 are children. At least 8 Palestinians have been killed in the occupied West Bank. It happened as Israeli forces carried out an overnight raid in the city of Jenin. Israeli military vehicles blocked access to 2 major hospitals. Let's get an update from on the ground in Gaza now. Hani Mahmoud is there for us in Khan Younis in the southern Gaza Strip. So, Hani, this has been a relief on some level for people in Gaza from the fighting. Just tell us what's been happening there.
Yes, Hazim. Well, despite this relief that is felt by the vast majority of Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, and despite the calm, the relative calm and peaceful night, the Palestinians are still expressing frustration over the fact that this ceasefire is incomplete. It's somehow unfair given the fact there's 1.5 million evacuees still in the southern part who are unable to go to the north to check on their home to see if they are still standing. Some of them have relatives who were stranded and were in their homes when they got bombed. They wanted to take this opportunity and have the ability to go to the northern part in Gaza City just to look for those missing, trapped and deceased bodies under the rubble and give them the proper funeral procession and pay the respect and offer the prayer for them. But that has not happened yet, increasing their fear of permanent displacement in the southern part. On the first day of the ceasefire, a group of evacuees attempted to go to the northern part, but they were unable as they were shot at an area established by the Israeli military called the ceasefire line. They were shot at with live ammunition and tear gas. 2 people reported killed and multiple others were injured. There is also still a sense of deprivation among Palestinians when they look at the number of humanitarian aid trucks allowed into Gaza, and when compared to the level of misery and suffering caused by the sheer amount of destruction, and when they look at the wiped out neighborhoods completely, particularly in the northern part, they think they are still deprived of those essential humanitarian aid items that could help them deal with the destruction and the disaster of life as they know it. There is a hope right now that this ceasefire, despite its fragility, and we saw last night when the exchange of hostages and Palestinian detainees was held up for several hours, it just underscored the fragility of the ceasefire and sent waves of concern that this might not last, or it was going to come to an end, shattering any possibilities of extension after the four days. For a lot of people, yet it's an opportunity to embrace their loved ones and relatives, whether they are evacuees with them or here in the southern part, or they are still in the northern part. Still, communication doesn't help them to get hold of all of their relatives. And that's another problem in increasing the trauma and the stress, that the reason people are not picking up their phone is because they're either dead or they're gone missing.
Hani Mahmoud, live for us there in Khan Younis.